relates back to the stress of just trying to survive. If we get rid of this low minimum wage and actually allow people to survive, maybe that stress will go away, and maybe there will be even more people doing awesome shit.
Chris Christie.
The hierarchy of needs. That's
the hierarchy of needs, exactly.
You can't reach that lower echelon, you're never going to get up here.
Did anyone hear Chris Christie's quote? It was in a rebuttal to Paul Rubio or somebody about global warming. Or what's his name? Rubio, the Florida guy. Marco Rubio. Thank you. Marco Rubio said something about, he's asked a global warming question, and was shot at, I'm not a scientist, but I look around, I see the weather, and I don't know that anything's definitely going on from basically my own ideas of what may or may not be going on. Chris Christie had a nice rebuttal for it, which was, I'm also not a scientist, but I have a brain and I can read and I can call a scientist on the phone, have conversation, and then have an opinion afterwards.
Because he was affected by Sandy, that he actually pretty bad. So they were in some ways worse than New York. I think they didn't get as much aid right away as New York did. So that's when Obama came and they were seen together, and it was a big.
And the president developed. So this is one of these things too. It's like there's somebody pulmonary that's being affected, but it's also I'm not a huge fan of any real politician out there, but I think that was a great book.
So funny. I'm reading through comments in the chat room. Ulysses yelled about naked people for a while.
A lot.
And Ulysses says Burning Man gives you the strength to fight aliens. There is a lot. There's so much. So Burning Man, there's a lot that's worth mocking there, but there's also a lot that is worth supporting and applauding and hoping
and
to see more of it. Yeah.
I don't intend to be making fun of it.
Yeah, and with what Mike says,
to create a broader context for what it means and the possibilities of humanity. And then I got to call a little bit of, if you have a segregated society of like-minded people of a certain economic class, then that society can have a week-long party better than maybe somebody else.
Okay, but the whole idea, getting beyond the party aspect of it, the party is fun. I'm not going to say it's not. It's a fun party for a week in the desert. It's great. But there's so many other aspects to it, and all the people who come there, you just leave with a feeling of positivity, optimism, inspiration. There are all these wonderful things that come out of it, and if we can bring that out and work to help lower classes, to a rising tide lifts all ships. If we can work to pick it all up, and work at local level in the community to make things happen, to get changes to work. It's stuff like Blair working in education here in San Francisco, trying to actually get kids to start thinking about sustainability and making changes to the way that they go about their daily life. Blair's doing it. You're trying. Yeah, that's the thing. It's you doing your art, Justin, creating art, putting it out there, trying to do something, trying to be provocative in the stuff that you do in an improv show, trying to make people think, trying to shock them into maybe questioning the way that they think about stuff. You do it.
But I'm just me. How does that relate to the world beyond?
You are just you, but that's how you are affecting the world beyond.
But like a pebble in a lake, you can have a ripple effect.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hoping for. Is that I teach 7 people how to teach children. They teach 5,000 children over a semester. Each of those children teaches 2 of their friends. This is what I'm hoping. This is how you make a movement, right?
Yeah, that needs to stay open long enough. At the SAC Zoo the other day, I overheard a couple of the docents talking. It's like the docent who'd been there for a while versus a new one. You know, it's like teaching the other senior, the new senior on the block, the ropes. It's like, yeah, you'll see a lot of senior citizens. You'll see these school buses come in for the trips occasionally. You'll see a lot of kids, you know, the under 5 crowd really shows up. But somehow we lose the school-age kids. They don't come in just with the family. And I'm like over here, and I wanted to yell at them. I'm like, you close at 4!
Yeah.
Get out of school at 3!
How are you going to come in?
To visit your facility, I would bring my other kids, but you're going to be closed by the time I get here.
Yeah, kids can come in with school groups, but they, you know, unless zoos would stay open when kids are out of school, that parents could bring them. I avoid the zoos on the weekends because they're so crowded. I don't go to museums or zoos on the weekends.
I'm now with the youngest going. Well, it may be looking like 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week now. She's just obsessed with going and seeing the animals.
Oh.
We've already got, like, they're already recognizing us, like, all the zookeepers and the people are, like, know her by name now.
I used to recognize certain people. They would always be there for when I was putting out the food for the grizzly bears. Like 3 days a week, I would see the same elderly couple watching me put out the food, and I'd wave. It was so nice. I liked seeing that. It was great.
Oh, starting next week, I'm going to be sending Mark at Boing Boing the link to our podcast, our YouTube stuff, and they're going to be posting it on Boing Boing.
What?
They'll be sharing twists on Boing Boing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this an experimental thing?
It's experimental. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I believe they are winding their podcast network down.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was like, but, you know, if you want to just, you know, still post twists on Boing Boing, do that. And I'm like, awesome, let's do it.
Let's do that, please.
So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
anything that'll boost our resume for the future, too, is great.
Yeah.
So we were on the Boing Boing network.
Formerly of, and also formerly of, and a brief encounter with. And we once saw so-and-so in an elevator. We have.
It's nice, Aaron.
I think we have 500 plus episodes now. 400, almost 500 podcast episodes.
Almost 500 episodes. We still have to figure out. This was a conversation briefly before I left Burning Man, but we do have to figure out if we want to do something for our 500th episode.
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to contact Exploratorium people.
Great.
And
they have the podcastatorium or whatever it's called.
Yeah, maybe we can do a live show from the Exploratorium. Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah, do you have the same contact that I had from last time too? You have her card, right?
I think so.
If not, I can hunt her stuff down again.
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I'll check the Exploratorium and see if there's something that we could do for our 500th episode. And I'm also talking with a guy from New York City who...
New York City?
New York City!
I think they call that place the Big Apple.
They do.
Why not thinking of a corn cob?
He's the managing director of a small theater in New York, and he is working with a couple of people to produce a science theater festival.
Like a Broadway version of Twist?
That's not exactly where we're going, but...
Disclaimer! Actually, Blood Animal Corner isn't that far off already.
Not awesome. I haven't heard back from him yet. Hopefully we'll see, but
any presenter-y things?
he suggested to me that maybe having one of their events be live streaming twists, which could be fun.
Would we go there to do it?
No.
Oh yeah, you guys have reasons to stay here. I want to go.
TV, plug it into an HDMI cable. Our show would be played via the interwebs into a live audience.
Yes.
Who could then be in the chat room, I guess.
Or because we do a hangout, we could potentially have them be one of the guests in our call and have the audience, maybe they would have a camera and a microphone there and people could get up and ask questions or at various points.
Well, they want one of us to go there to be there.
Right? No, I was thinking that. I'm like, oh, New York, that'd be fun. Maybe we should just...
We should just go. No, we should just go.
We should just go to New York.
That's the travel expenses. We should just go.
And so they're looking at early January
Sweet.
as setting this up. So that's another conversation I'm having. So early January for that, and then we have to figure out our 500th episode, what we're going to do for that.
Which will be when we decided?
End of February, March.
Oh, right around Valentine's Day, right? Yeah. Well, because we got bumped back. Oh, excuse me. Yawn attack. We got bumped back a week.
Yes. Yeah, so I think it might be March, but I'm not. Did I sell Twist stuff at Burning Man? No. No selling, no branding. I was very quiet. I told a couple people about what I did, but otherwise, I was on the lowdown.
I think I'm going to make
an iced show. Identity for you're crazy. Nice. On ice. Oh.
Nice.
Oh, I need to go watch TV in an hour. At 11:30, I need to watch Inside Edition on Kron.
Nice.
Because I was interviewed very briefly.
For what?
For a story about an unfortunate accident at a science museum in Reno.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Reno.
So they contacted me, and I did a little Skype call, and was interviewed. And then I have a friend in Florida who Facebooked me, and she's like, "Hey, did I just see you on Inside Edition?" And the answer is yes. Well, so I have no idea what it looked like. I have an hour. I'm gonna check that out. I can't forget. I've missed all the other times it's been on today.
Andy, I'm immune from having a swelled head. I'm the most humble person you will ever meet.
Like out of anybody.
Out of anybody, I'm way more humbler than at least most people.
Probably everybody
I'll ever be in a room with. You will never see me flaunting humility in front of people, trying to one-up somebody else's humility. If somebody walks in the room and they're acting humble, I won't try to outdo them. I won't try to be more self-deprecating than them.
So coming up, October 9th, I won't be at the show, which is very sad. But that's because I will be at the aquarium's yearly gala.
Oh, fun!
Where we are hoping to gain some donors for our programs. So I'm going to be there next to my touch tank to talk about the program that I do. So
cool.
I get to dress all cocktail attire-y and wear heels to work. It'll be very fun. And then schmooze. So that's October, and then I'm going to miss one in December too. The first Thursday in December, I'll be at CSTA, which will be awesome.
Oh! Can I go to that?
Yeah, you can totally go to that.
Yeah, wow.
Because based on the stuff that we were talking about recently,
yeah,
that would be a little thing for you to go to.
Wait, what were you talking about?
We were talking about trying to make some Twissy content for teachers and students.
Yeah, so say taking, I did a little bit, but like cutting the show down into the stories that we have, and then having related content, like trying to figure out like what would be the good kind, what would be good. How do you set it up to deliver it to teachers so they can use it in a classroom?
Right.
Like example, talk about the latest, the polar vortex and how it's related to climate change. Then you can say, you would have a cut, you would say, all right, teachers and students or whatever, like, here's a fun experiment you can do on something just like this. Take a bin, put some ice in it, and you have like the video, and you can even potentially package it with materials. Like, I don't know, maybe we have two different like levels, like just the video or the video and the materials, and it could get shipped to them or whatever. I don't know.
So Doc, did you ever get in contact with, or did it just not go anywhere, the lady who was in charge of the education?
I did. It didn't go anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. She was doing teacher training stuff.
Teacher training, and had, from what I understood at the time, a backlog of materials that she needed to get out and get in front of them. And if there was a way to mediaize them so that they could all receive it.
It seemed like she just needed, it seemed like she just needed the technology for that.
I don't know, no, not the technology. I think they needed presenters too, like somebody to kind of put it together.
Yeah, I didn't get that from our conversation.
Well, that's what the pitch is, that we could, out of the box, here's the material that we need to get in front of the teachers to fulfill the state or national program.
Mm-hmm. Which is what I've been doing all sorts of work with.
Put it
my job right now.
Podcasts that they can listen to. And that would be doing your job too.
Yeah, so a bunch of my job when I was designing this new program was to get it aligned with the next generation science standards, which is not into effect yet, but it's getting phased in, and it'll need to be fully implemented. The latest date they gave was 2017. But so teachers are starting to have to do that, and so the easier you can make it for them to make that transition, the more likely they will be to take it in a friendly fashion.
Right.
Because suddenly these teachers that maybe they've been teaching for 20 years and they've been using the same curriculum for 20 years, all of a sudden you're saying, oh, you're not teaching photosynthesis anymore in the second grade. That's hard.
It would be much easier to take in the new information through your ear holes if you had somebody who was breaking it down in a fun conversational way.
Yeah.
Little podcasting thing.
Like, do I know anyone who does that?
Right? No, but this is what I thought. We should recontact this lady and find out if there is something we can do. Because it sounded to me like there was a large budget involved in state-mandated teacher training. Mandated that they get updates.
Well, if we want to do that,
how to deliver information. I'm not talking about the core standards, but this was a specific, and throughout all levels of science educators, of environmental training and updates to the information.
well, if we want to go that route, we need to just start applying for grants. Because there are grants left and right for that are just ripe for the picking.
Well,
we need to write a grant.
We need to write a grant writer.
Yeah.
Kiki, I nominate you. I don't know what.
Well, it's interesting. I'm actually looking at potentially taking grant writing classes.
Cool.
You should do this.
I have written grants.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, I now have executed a grant. But I've not yet written a grant. So I have half of it. But I really want that just for kind of my future, like, plans and aspirations. Being able to write a grant would be great because I want to stay in the nonprofit world.
You have to know how to write grants for nonprofit.
Yep. So that's in the plan.
Sweet.
Awesome. I gotta go drink beer and feed dog.
Yeah, go do that.
I gotta go be a human companion.
Next week, we're all in.
Mm-hmm.
All in. Awesome.
Most likely.
Most likely. Justin's having the work scheduling issues.
It's gotten worse than it was before. So it's less for sure that I will be able to be here at the same bat time, same bat channel. However,
That's not good.
I predict that I will again try really hard and make it happen.
Yes, I predict that as well. Yeah, is there another night that would be better? Or just your schedule always changes.
Sunday afternoon.
I'm not doing a Sunday afternoon.
Tuesday, Wednesday night are completely free. I don't know what your life schedules are looking like.
I can look into that.
I don't know. We've been telling everybody we'd have to change our promo video.
I know, we've been Thursday for so long.
I know. It's not a bad thing.
You know what I heard this morning on the radio?
No?
This Week in Science.
Sweet! Was it an old episode?
It wasn't too old. Which episode was it? Gosh, no, wait a sec. Oh, I can't remember now. What was it? It just freaked me out because turned the radio on, and it was actually, I got they started the show, then it stopped, and they went back to cart. You got bumped over too quick. And then they played a disclaimer. Like the station's like, the following our program does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the university.
That's funny.
And then it went into Keep Back to Kiki, saying this is Twitch.
I'm 16.
And then and now this. And then disclaimer, another disclaimer. And then we jibber-jabbered for a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, when is this show going to start? Start with the story. Start with the story. And of course this is... Before they even do the intro to the show.
This American Life does a whole story before they introduce the show.
Right? I think it's a good, here's what you get, here's the show, and then, okay, now that we're in, here's that we're doing the show. Oh, and either that or I gotta cut out the disclaimer or something. We just need to, because it seemed like it was a long time before we got the content.
It is a while.
Start with content, then this is quiz. Start with like your favorite story of the week. That favorite one that comes in at the top of the show anyhow. Let's just start with the story. And then go back into entering the show. We already got you hooked. If you like science, you already figured out what the show is. You don't have to sort of wait to get to the show.
Dance Planet.
It's an interesting idea.